made a post on April Fool's that was supposed to be a joke, but apparently the internet loved it, okay? Blair here of Chaos Costumes to teach you more about Nomad. Well, kind of. So you're getting hands, feet, and ears for dogs. Yeah, you're getting human appendages for dogs. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. And you're gonna like it, okay? Yeah, this is what's going to happen. And we're going for red. Oh, you'll learn something. I don't know what you're gonna learn. Also, you like my handy dandy mic stand? I think it's like an alligator jaw dagger. I collect bones. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I like bones. I have this like sick collection of artisanal pieces. I have a lot more, but decided to go with this stack for what I was doing today. But since I recorded all this in a vertical orientation, because I wasn't intending on it being a thing, you're gonna have me over here hanging out with you guys, telling you about all that I did, at least the little pieces that I've recorded. Also, I say this at the end of my videos, but maybe people don't stick around, but yeah, if you want to make your furry little friend cryptid, I do release my files on Patreon. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going at this without a plan, and since I filmed in vertical format, it's not meant for the YouTube, so we're going on a journey, folks, and I hope that you like it. So how I started it all is that I just took a picture of her feet and kind of smushed and pushed around a sphere and then added a cylinder to kind of get the shape of a foot, at least get it started. Then I used some more spheres. Yeah, spheres. You get to see me say it. Sphere. Hope you enjoyed that spittle. I'm using spheres to make little tootsies of it all. And after we got all of her toes situated, I started sculpting out the bottom of the foot after trimming it with the clay tool. And then I used the move tool to kind of move things around. And then I'll go in with the clay tool and like subtract to kind of carve out the in between the toe tendons. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not actually sorry, but we're getting there. And then I'll smooth that out and kind of go back and forth with the clay and the smooth tool to make the foot. Did you guys really want to know how I did this? Because I guess we're going on this journey and I'm going to teach you how I did it. Literally just going back and forth with the clay and smooth tool. And then I'll move the foot around to make it more proportional to human foot for dogs. I don't know, guys. Then I added the cylinder, but I reduced the topology so I can kind of subdivide it without linear subdivide turned on. So I don't know, I can round it off a little more. I don't have to fight it as much. Then I'll voxel remesh that all together. It's essentially gluing it all together. So I can smooth out, you know, where it all connects and smoothing out what I built up with the clay. Then I'm just fixing this crease here with more clay tooling. This would be a lot easier if I did this on a low topology first and then go on a higher resolution for texture, but I don't know why my brain doesn't work that way. Then I want to add the, I don't know, bunion bone off to the side, still just using the clay tool and smoothing it back down. And little heel bone, that's important. I don't know why I made it anatomically correct. I did this in 30 minutes for fun. It was a joke. It was a joke. I did it for fun. And the internet went nuts, okay? I can't explain it. It's probably because it was unhinged and people loved it. So I'm getting the toe webbing down with the move tool because why not? Then I'm making toenails. I'm making toenails with more spheres with the insert tool. And I'm flattening those out with the gizmo because, you know, that's necessary. And then, well, they need a nail bed. So I'm carving out the toe flesh with the clay tool. I never thought that I would save those words ever. Not on my 2026 bingo card. Not on my life bingo card for that matter. Also, I wasn't paying attention. I think I used the move tool really big to make the sphere more round or more concave. Maybe? I don't know what I did. I really don't. But of course I need to add more toenails to this cursed foot. And I'll just use the gizmo tool to, you know, tuck them in. I just want to make sure that the nail bed is anatomically correct. You know, I had a lot of fun making this. I just love organic sculpture and anatomical sculptures, so I was just kind of flying past this for funsies. And these toes obviously need toe knuckles, but I'm a stickler for anatomy, so I'm literally like staring at my foot like, okay, yeah, that's kind of how it looks. Draws it. The comment section is so funny, honestly. I think my favorite one is Talent in the Hands of a Jester. It was so good. There's a lot of like, no, please stops. I kept going. Oh. What else was there? I have to look, but I'm rewatching my own footage. So we're gonna have to go on that journey together after I'm done with this. Literally, all I'm doing is clay tool and smoothing. It's not that complicated. You too can make a silly little foot for your dog if you want. Please don't, but you can if you want to. So let's read my favorite comments. Let's see here. I like the, why did you do this? That one's fun. I like that my one friend is just, Blair. Another one, mother, why? One of my friends was like, this is so cursed. What have you done, Blair? What have you done? God will not forget your sins. I bet I will. Blair, it's weird, but I like it. On brand, to be honest. No. Don't like this. Hi, this is my first impression of you. Why? God regrets giving us free will. This is a very upsetting way to use your tools and skills. Your anatomy's so good. It's giving me flashbacks from when I got tendonitis in my foot. Next level mastery of discomfort. I went through the 7 stages of grief watching this. Her eyes are bleeding, but there's no gut to listen. I have several questions. I love whatever's wrong with you. So you want to know what's next? Hands. Yes, people asked for hands. So let's make them. So now that you have your foot hollowed out, as you do, you can watch my other tutorials how to shell things. I'm not going to show you because I didn't record it. But I started out with the box, smooshed it down, then added tubes. I didn't add cylinders, I added tubes, and then rotated them, kind of like cylinders, you know, but I like the more control that I have over a tube. And I cloned that tube to add the segments of your digit, and then I shrunk the fingertip down to make it more tapered, and added some more spheres for the knuckles of said fingers. And there's a way to be able to pose what you're doing by organizing the files. I'm not going to be bothered to do that. It was a joke. It was a joke, but I kept doing it anyway. And I just cloned over those phalanges so that I can make more phalanges. And for the thumb, I just copied one finger and rotated it, moved it over. I'm using the mask tool in a fun and interesting way, where I'm kind of going at an angle here and then blurring it out so that I can kind of taper that box. And also, that box was smoothed out with the subdivision with linear turned off so it could be smoothed down. But I'm just adding a wrist with a cylinder, doing that little trick with the mask tool and blurring out the mask so I can kind of shrink it down at a taper. And then just going in with the clay tool. Still the same thing with the mask and the blur. I just want to balloon out that hand a little bit so it's more of a taper. And just going in with the clay tool, kind of blend in that thumb a little better. Adding some knuckles to this hand sculpture. And then I'm just going to smooth it down universally because I'm lazy with the smooth operation. And adding some palm details while looking at my palm intently. How do hands do? You know what's difficult? Hands. It doesn't matter what art medium you do. Hands are difficult, okay? I did this for you. I did this for the internet. It was really funny though. If you struggle with hands, it's because you're a person trying to do art. Because hands are very complex. There's a lot going on. This little piece of anatomy right here. But yeah, I'm lazy. So I'm just going to use a smooth operation. I'm not going to smooth it manually. This was for funsies, okay? I'm not going super ham, but I decided I'm just going to add some wrinkles to the palm. Well, because why not? I just used the crease tool. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This was really fun, to be honest, because I got to do something that didn't matter, you know? I make so many things that matter a lot, right? And I know it was just fun to just play, you know? But literally, I am looking at my own hand and be like, ooh, that's why they're so gangly. I was literally looking at my own hand. So this is why the fingers are very cursed looking. But yeah, all I'm doing, just the crease tool, just to add wrinkles. There's probably a better way to do it. It looks a lot better, but doing it for fun. And then we obviously need fingernails, and I'm just doing regular fingernails. I'm not doing these sweet claws. And I'm just using the same technique that I did with the toes, is adding shears. And I'm inserting them with the instance so that I don't have to keep making them. I'm just adding the, I'm sure this has a technical name. It's not the nail bed, because the nail bed is what your nail is attached to, but the thing that surrounds the nail. Is it called the proximal fold? Maybe. Because not the cuticle, because the cuticle is like the skin. Fun fact, I went to beauty school for a hot minute before my Etsy store took off. And that was my plan, to do hair and stuff and nails and all that because, I don't know, it was a creative career path. And then my Etsy store started doing something. So I was like, oh, I'll just focus on this. And my beauty school training is in my back pocket. And then I kept doing creative, weird stuff, and it became my life. Kind of happy about that life path, you know? I could make more money. Like, I have 2 full-time employees because I am terrible at doing things on time. My business would not be a thing if I didn't have help, okay? It is okay to ask for help because you're more likely to be comfortable and successful. Like, when I grew up, I was very taught to be, like, self-sufficient and you do your own thing and you don't ask for help and blah, 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 blah. Well, I tried that. It didn't work out for me, okay? If I kept going on the path of doing it by myself, for myself or whatever, there wouldn't be what I have today, okay? So don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. But now that we're almost done with the sockets by which the fingernails go into, I kind of buttoned it up, shelled it out, and made hands for my dog. Yes, hands. What's next? What's next? What do people suggest? Let's find out what people suggested. Do you want to know what you guys suggested next? This is the most popular vote by far. A human ear headband. So let's do it. So to make these ears, as it were, I started out with the sphere, flattened it out a bit, stretched it out, and then I used the masking tool in a circle, and then blurred out that mask, inverted it so I can like disc out the ear, like ears do. And then I used the move tool to kind of push it around. And then I used the tube tool to start building out the anatomy of an ear. Like, ears are kind of complicated, but not nearly as complicated as hands, so this was a little bit easier, and I could do it a lot faster. But I'm just building out primitives to get a basic shape. And then I'll change the radius of the tube so that I can taper it a little bit. And same with the inner tube. Inner tube. Not that funny. It's really not that funny. Have I told you guys how much I love tubes? Tubes are great. Tubes are like my favorite shape to sculpt with, if you haven't noticed. But I'm actually going to change the profile of this tube so it's a little flatter, and then tucking that in a little bit. Then using that flat tube to make some more details down on the, I don't know, base of the ear. And then I'll add another sphere to add, I don't know ear anatomy. Is it the tragus? I don't know. It's the little flappy do that's close to your face. And I cloned that, meshed everything together, and smoothed it with the smooth operation to get everything to kind of join together. Just kind of go at it with the clay tool. Also, I think I totally was looking at you when I trimmed the inside of the ear flappy bit. I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. But I did trim it, I promise. I'm just going in with the clay, inflate, smooth, trying to get the ear to look more ear. Just moving stuff around because my eyes are unhappy with what I see, so it has to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be perfect for me. I'm just going in with the flatten and fill, and you gotta be careful with it because it'll get behind it and start smooshing stuff together, so you don't want that to happen. And then I want the ear flappy, foldy, edgy bit to look more edgy, so I'm going in with the crease tool, right? And then carving out the, I don't know, the dippy doos. I don't know what to call it, guys. Forgive me. But carving out the convex areas with the clay tool. And then continuing to push stuff around because it was like, it's not quite right. Well, let's see what I could do. And I don't know, is it called the tragus? Anyway, the little flippy flappy guy that protects your ear holes. I added some more bulk to that. This ear needs something, and it needs a piercing, clearly. And why not a gauged piercing? Because that's fun. And I always wish that I could do it to my ears, but my ears are microscopic. Like, I went as far as I could without it looking stupid. So Ayla's getting gauged piercings. I think people like take offense if you call them gauges. I don't know, like really snotty people. They're like technically plugs, I think. But when I was little, we called them gauges. So we did have the internet, but like you couldn't just like Google it and then it'd tell you. There was Ask Jeeves. All right. What is Jeeves going to tell you? Nothing about alt fashion, I tell you that much. But I used that cylinder to like cut out a hole with the Boolean and then made another cylinder, copied it before I Booleaned it, right? So I can make the piercing. I should have added like a little flippy flange piece to make it more accurate, but I didn't. So this is for fun, okay? For fun. All right, doesn't have to be practical or like accurate. Just has to be hilarious. And I think it is. And just fleshing out the earlobes a little bit so they, I don't know, look real? But yeah, pretty happy with this ear. So are you guys ready to see what horrors I've done? You guys asked for it. You guys asked for this, and I'm so amused that I can't not do it. I actually really like unhinged designs. If you have any more ideas, I will make them. If they're easy, like I'm not gonna like. Well, maybe. I don't know. Depends if I like it a lot. If I like it a lot and it's not easy, I'll do it. But if you like what I'm doing, it's easy enough. Just like the video. If you have any more unhinged ideas, or if I have disturbed you, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Every little bit counts. I want to give a shout out to these patrons. I don't know. You can have my files. You can have feet and hands and ears for your dog, right? If you support me. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And if I get enough unhinged ideas, that's going to be the next video. Yeah. This is what I'm doing now. If you guys like it, I'm going to keep doing it. See you guys later. Bye.